Hello everyone. Today I want to bring to you the concept of the stick person that I have learned from Bob Proctor. Um, I'm in the middle of his 13-month coaching course actually, so we've been talking a lot about it, and it's a really neat concept, and it really teaches you a lot about how we work, how our minds work, and there's a bunch of different levels to it. Like you could, as soon as your awareness goes up, it unlocks more and more um, information about how we work. But today I just want to keep to the basic and pretty much explain to you what the stick person model is. I should say that it was developed, created by Dr. Thurman Fleet quite a number of years ago. But Bob Proctor has implemented it into his courses and his programs as a teaching tool. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to draw is our head. It's the bigger circle, and then below that, it's a smaller circle. And yes, those are arms and legs. And this is the body. So, perfect. Okay. In our head, there is a horizontal line going right through the middle. And this represents the two parts of our mind. Not our brain, our mind. The top half is, excuse me, um, our conscious mind. And the bottom is our subconscious mind. So there's basically three parts to the stick person. There's a fourth part, but it's not actually a part of the us. It's just the results that we get, which is part of the model. But um, yeah. So, anyways, that basically is a stick person. That is the model right there. And we can go into a whole bunch of details of what each part does, but we're just, like I say, just going to stick to the basics right now. And well, yeah. So that our body is actually an instrument. We are not our bodies. We're spirits, we're energy, just living in this body. It is um, get fancy here and use some different colors. Um, an instrument. It's an instrument of our mind. Our conscious mind, however, is where all the thinking, our thinking takes place. Where all new ideas come into. We're able to solve problems. All our sensory, touch, taste, all of them. That is where the subconscious is. So it's our thinking mind. I can't even really see that. Our thinking mind. It can reason, which basically means it can accept or reject ideas. Whereas the subconscious can only accept ideas. It does not have a choice. So let's just stick with this for a second. This is our thinking mind. It can choose. It chooses to accept or reject ideas. Our subconscious is sorry, our paradigm. Is our paradigm. It is where our program is. It is how where our habits actually. That's a better example. This is our habits. For example, I'm sure this happens. It's a widely used example, and so I'm sure you've had experience with this. But driving, especially when you're driving on the highway and for 30 minutes at least, even 20, 15. Um, but you start driving, and next thing you know, you're 5, 10 miles down the road, and you're like, "Whoa, how did I just get here?" You weren't even paying attention. That's because our subconscious took over, and we've been driving for well, most likely if you're had at least a couple years, you're quite comfortable with driving, and yeah, it's just part of your habit now to drive. You don't really need to think about the gas and the brake. It's just a habit, and that's where your mind kind of went away from what you were actually doing, went traveling, and your subconscious was able to drive the vehicle. So it's kind of neat that way, right? Whereas when you're learning to drive, you're using your conscious mind because you're thinking of, okay, gas, brake, especially if you got the clutch in there, you got a lot of things to learn. So you have to be thinking. Um, the point I want to make about this is since your subconscious is where your habits are, you've when as you're a child, you have no you have a conscious mind, but it's wide open. You don't really choose or accept. You're too young. You don't really think about if it makes sense to you or not, right? So everything is just flowing straight into your subconscious. And that's what creates your paradigm from when you're young, right? That's how you grew up. For me, example, I'll talk about myself. I grew up with the idea of lack of money. The whole money grows on trees or doesn't grow on trees. Sorry, does now for me, but um, uh, that whole idea of lack of working hard, very hard for your money, all that became my subconscious, my program, and I didn't. When I was young, I didn't know, right? So there was no accepting or rejecting that. So that's where our paradigm comes from in our subconscious mind. That from there we show that through our actions. That makes sense. The way we think, the way our subconscious has been programmed, is how we act. And there, how we act produces the results that we're getting. So basically, if you don't like your results, you want new results, you can change your actions for a little bit. You might get some immediate better results, perhaps. But if you really want to change your results, change your life, you need to go up here and start thinking new thoughts, start changing your paradigm, reprogram yourself. Because as soon as you change your paradigm, you're creating new habits, which creates new actions, which creates new results. Um, so I hope that kind of makes sense. It's looking a little bit all over the place, but that's basically what the model is. It's just showing um, that we do have the ability to choose our thoughts. We have that ability. So instead of following the masses and doing what everyone else is doing, which apparently, if you're, wanting to improve, you're obviously not liking the results. So why would you continue following the masses? Start thinking for yourself, thinking of, is this idea, is this thought, is it going to help me reach my goals? If it doesn't, toss it out. If it does, take it in and act on it. Um, your thoughts cause your feelings, cause your actions, which creates your results. Change your results, you need to change your thoughts. You need to do that. And again, with the body, the stick figure, um, the way that our subconscious causes our actions is through feelings. If you wake up in a bad mood and you have bad attitude, you're having a bad feeling. And I can guarantee you, you're going to act out and show that in your actions. I'm sure there's been times when you've been in a pissy mood and you've acted in a way that you usually wouldn't have, and you've come off, mean to someone who, like, you'll find this lots and with staff or employees that work in a high stress situation. If they're dealing with usually unhappy people, you could be happy walking up to them, like, and start talking to them, but then just be absolutely rude. You're just asking a question, they're being totally rude to you. Well, that's because they're in a bad vibration. They're in a bad mood. They have bad feelings, and that's showing through their actions, right? And so the thoughts that they're thinking, obviously, at that point, aren't the thoughts that they probably would like to be thinking. But that is the process. Thoughts cause your feelings, and feelings cause your actions, and actions cause your results. That is the process. So if you want to change your results, again, change your thoughts. That's where it all begins. Um, so I think I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll probably make another video and go into a bit more detail. But I think I already kind of covered quite a bit, and I probably should have maybe taken it a bit slower. But yeah, it's just starting. I'll keep making more videos about this and kind of keep going over it, and hopefully it'll start to make more sense. But basically, yeah, thoughts cause your feelings, feelings cause your actions, actions will give you results. And put this with the stick figure. This might actually help it. There's your subconscious, your conscious, your body, and your results. So here, this might make more sense. That is how it works. Your thoughts cause your feelings, which is in your subconscious, right? If you have, for me, if I, with when I had the lack of money idea, my feelings about money weren't very good. My vibration when I thought of money was not good. It was low, which, always produced lack of money for me. So that is where the source of your feelings and your vibrations when they take place. And that will carry your vibration that you're feeling or having at the moment will show through your actions, which is in your body, your instrument. And then, of course, the results are the same. So hopefully that kind of makes a bit more sense for you. Anyways, yes, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.